Hello, I am Charles Panessa, and I am once again asking for your support as I seek to serve the town of Berlin as your councilman. If given the honor of serving the town, I pledge to continue pursuing efficiency and common sense in our government and carry out the wishes of our citizens. As a resident and homeowner in Berlin, I can well understand the frustration of my neighbors that are created when our local government ignores our wishes. Our town needs to promote our businesses with clear and consistent regulations to encourage wholesome activity and growth. During the past 4 years, new businesses have moved to Berlin, and we need to continue this momentum to keep the tax burden from our homeowners. The new approach has finally encouraged development in the center of town, around the train station, and on the Berlin Turnpike. My experience in engineering as a businessman helps me with problem solving and decision making as I represent the people of Berlin. I have been steadfast on holding the budget to a minimum while still maintaining adequate services and meeting educational needs. People have seen my actions, that I am a man of my word, and will do what I can to keep their best interest at hand. I have learned a great deal these past 2 years and would appreciate still hearing from your concerns. The Democratic-style leadership is to increase taxes to pay for more spending. We cannot afford to let the Democratic Party do to Berlin what they have done to the state of Connecticut. Under the leadership of Mayor Mark Krasinski these last 4 years, many cost-saving measures have been implemented to save the taxpayers money. I urge voters to re-elect the Republican team to continue this momentum. Your vote counts. Make sure you are registered and vote on November 5th to get the government you deserve, one that will work for you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Brittany Barney. I'm a lifelong Bristol resident and a Democratic candidate for City Council in the 3rd District. My family laid down roots in Bristol in the 1950s, and I have chosen to raise my 3-year-old daughter here alongside my husband, Dave. Professionally, I work for a major health insurance company as a product consultant. My job is to find a better way to deliver insurance to our customers, and I plan on using those skills to help the residents of Bristol. I attended Bristol Public Schools, which helped form me into the person I am today, with strong programs like Odyssey of the Mind and great staff that encouraged me to be my best. I am also a graduate of Tungus Community College, and I'm currently working to finish my bachelor's degree at Quinnipiac University. I serve on the Pine Lake Area Study Commission and the Bristol Historic District Commission, and I'm proud to be a citizen representative on each of these teams. I believe it's important for all citizens to have a voice in their government, and I am glad to be on 2 commissions that support just some of the wonderful neighborhoods in Bristol. Pine Lake is a beautiful part of Bristol, and I see firsthand the way the community benefits from having great parks and resources like the lake. I and many other families and residents benefit from our strong park system and city services that improve our quality of life. This is something I find very important, and I will work hard to protect it. Over the past 2 years, I have seen the progress made by this administration, and I want to do my part to make sure that Bristol's future stays bright, and we continue the momentum that's been started by our mayor, our council, and our city employees. I plan on working hard to ensure that the energy efficiencies started by this administration continue, since that not only benefits our planet, but also saves money for taxpayers. I will continue to support the development of downtown, since new business downtown not only enhances quality of life for our residents, but grows our tax revenue and helps attract visitors to Bristol. I have personally seen growth in the value of my property, and I want to make sure all Bristol taxpayers see the same return on their investment, which I believe is linked to the progress that's been made in Bristol over the past 2 years. I will work to make our government inclusive by helping to generate awareness of board vacancies and helping citizens understand how they can be a part of our democratic system, because everyone benefits from an engaged community. I believe in the future of Bristol to succeed, and I will work hard to make it a success. I hope you'll believe in me on November 5th. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you at the polls.
Hello, my name is Jeff Caggiano, and I'm running for City Council. I'm a lifelong city resident, and I want to fight to keep Bristol a great big small town. We have a diverse slate of all brand new candidates this year, and our theme is a new generation of accountability, which simply stated says that we need to run government more like a business. Accountability is absent in government, and our tagline is more about what we're not going to do. We will oppose a city-run internet service that will cost the city taxpayers $65 million. We will not continue to buy properties like the downtown parcel and the Southeast Business Park and let it languish for years, draining our tax base. We will rebuild trust with the taxpayer by not trying to feed the 58% of kids that do not want or need free breakfast or lunch. By the way, that program cost the city $200,000 this past year due to mismanagement. If you want to learn more, please like my page or go to Dante for Bristol, that's F-O-R. Please vote for a new generation of accountability on November 5th. I'm Jeff Caggiano, and I approve this message. This is paid for by the Bristol Republican Town Committee. Jill Fitzgerald, Treasurer.
My name is Cameron Crowell, and I'm running for City Council. I'm a small business owner and a lifetime volunteer of my community. I'm running because I believe in my hometown of Bristol. I believe in our people, and I believe in our community. I believe it's time to step away from self-serving, clubhouse political tactics and move forward together in the interest of what's best for our city. Our political figures should represent us and not their own interest or political agendas. If elected, I will dedicate my next 2 years to leading Bristol into an era of open communication and bipartisanship, because with open communication comes progress. Improving the quality of life for the working class and local businesses by opposing tax increases, and also I will have a share in creating gainful access to employment by connecting Bristol people to industry leaders, and investing in our town's assets to build a better Bristol for future generations. I'm running for City Council because I believe it's important for a new generation to step up and have a say in what our town will look like in the next 5, 10, and 15 years. I invite you to reach out to me on Facebook at Cameron for Councilman, Bristol District 3. This is our community, and it's time that people are represented on the local political level. I am Cameron Crowell, and I approve this message, paid for by the Bristol Republican Town Committee, Jill Fitzgerald, Treasurer.
My name is Greg Hahn. I currently sit on Bristol City Council representing the 1st District, and I am running for re-election. Since elected in 2017, I have served on the Ordinance Committee, the Public Works Committee, and the Real Estate Committee. I am City Council liaison to the Energy Commission, the Bristol Housing Authority, and to the City Arts and Culture Commission, of which we created. I have also supported our senior community as the liaison to the Commission on Aging. During the 2017 campaign, I spoke about the need to bring integrity, accountability, and transparency back to our local government. Over the past couple of years, we, as a team, have done just that. After 20 years, Bristol's dream of bringing downtown back to life is finally coming true. Along with the new businesses opening, the Bristol Hospital Ambulatory Care Center is the first completed project in the development of Center Square. In addition, Parcel 10 has been sold for development, a letter of intent was submitted by a developer for Parcel 1, and there is interest in Parcel 3 and 4. Our mayor and city council have recognized the importance of addressing quality of life issues. We now have the Diversity Council, the Arts and Culture Commission, and the Mayor's Opioid Task Force. The Energy Commission is finding ways to make Bristol green with initiatives to reduce our carbon footprint and reduce energy costs. We are preserving our environment with a Shrub Road open space grant. For the first time in Bristol's history, we have raised the pride flag to show unity and acceptance and to celebrate our differences. Bristol's heart is truly showing. In a second term, representing the 1st District on City Council, I will continue efforts to address quality of life issues, help to build a thriving downtown community, and support the efforts to complete the renovation of Memorial Boulevard School and its theater in 2021. As a direct result of your decisions that you made in the 2017 election, It is an exciting time in Bristol. We have come so far in just over a year and a half. You can see the differences, and there is a newly found sense of pride for our city and its future. I am asking for your vote on November 5th to serve a second term representing Bristol's 1st District, so that I can continue to listen to you and act on your behalf on City Council. Thank you.
My name is Dave Perleski, and I'm a candidate for re-election to the Bristol City Council in the 2nd District. I'm about to complete my 2nd term in office, and I am once again asking for your support for another term. I have been very active in my service on the council, and I was chairman of the Ordinance Committee, Code Enforcement, Real Estate, and I was vice chairman of the Retirement Board. I also served on the Fire Board and the 10-year Capital Strategic Planning Committees, and I am the liaison to the Memorial Boulevard Building Committee. The issues facing the city are challenging on a number of levels. With uncertainties with the state budget and the escalating needs of educating our children with special needs, that presents real challenges. But we have tried to focus on quality of life issues and prioritizing the needs to make Bristol a more attractive place to work and to live. We have tried to run the city in a more business-like way. When openings for jobs came up, we questioned whether they were truly needed or if we could combine functions. And in doing so, we eliminated 7 full-time positions. We also replaced key positions within the city with qualified managers. We are trying to instill the need to serve the public in a more efficient and productive way. I have also been liaison to the Memorial Boulevard Redevelopment Building Committee. I'm working hard to make sure that new school can work, and I'm excited about the prospects of putting that building back in line. Part of that project is to renovate the theater. A potential there is exciting. It's a spectacular facility that can add value to downtown and downtown business, and it could become a destination to draw people downtown if it's managed the correct way. My other focus these last 2 years has to create efficiencies between the Board of Education and the city. In doing so, we've saved thousands of dollars in projects. I've tried to be responsive to the needs of our residents, to solve problems in any way that I can. We work to help the Ordinance Committee, to help families who live on streets not accepted by the city. We work to identify roadway improvements to those families who reached out to us. We've worked hard to be effective. What I'm very proud of over the last 3 years or so is the issue we took up with the city assets to maximize the value. We looked at how we can utilize our well-funded pension plan in a way that had no effect on our employees but draw benefits for taxpayers. What resulted was an accounting maneuver that combined plans in a way that saved the city millions of dollars in annual pension contributions. I need to thank the city unions for working with us, but that's that kind of creative thinking that worked well to save our taxpayers money. In order to get those results, you have to have qualified, experienced people on the council. People like Mary Fortier, Brittany Barney Calhoun, Scott Rosado, Greg Hahn, and Peter Kelly all have life and business experiences that make a difference when it comes to making difficult decisions. You need people with experience to move Bristol forward. Working with the current council has been rewarding, and working with Mayor Ellen has been extraordinary. She is smart, caring, and I'll tell you, she's a hard worker. But the most important reason for me to ask you for your vote in November is to continue to work to create efficiencies in our government. I've identified so much more that we can do, and I am a fiscally conservative person by nature. This year, and probably in the foreseeable future, we will need to change how we do business in the city in order to both preserve important city services as well as control taxes. I think my background and work experiences qualify me to represent the city in these important issues. Bristol is a great place to live and work. As I speak with young adults, many think the grass is greener elsewhere. In order to change that trend, we need to continue to market the city, but perhaps more aggressively. We need to create economic incentives to bring businesses downtown and offer good paying jobs and create things for our young people to get behind them and be part of. We have to demonstrate that in our housing stock, it's very attractive at all levels and our neighborhoods are safe. We have an excellent school system and our staff cares about our children. We need to invest in Bristol while being mindful of the retired citizens who are on fixed incomes and see their spending dollars shrink as their pension and Social Security buys them less and less every year. Not only has their buying power been eroded, they've seen their biggest asset, their homes, decline in value. I'm running with an outstanding slate of candidates with Ellen Zappo-Sassu as our candidate for mayor. Ellen is bright, hardworking, and she has contacts in Hartford who will listen to us and help us. Also running with me in the 2nd District is Peter Kelly. Peter's a good man, fiscally conservative and creative in his thinking. Now more than ever, we need experienced and skilled leaders. I'm excited about the opportunity to serve again and hope you'll choose to vote for me on November 5th. I'll work hard and I'll work smart. I'll try to bring issues and people together and to listen to our taxpayers. I think we can make a great deal of progress working together for greater efficiencies in government and making progress without burdening our taxpayers. Thank you for listening.
Hello, my fellow constituents. I'm here today to share my story and to respectfully ask for your vote to return as City Councilman of Bristol, Connecticut, representing the 1st District. My name is Scott Rosado. I've been a lifelong resident of Bristol and am proud to call this great city my home. I've been married to my beautiful wife, Eva, over 22 years, and we have 3 wonderful children, Anthony, Andrew, and Adriana. My story wasn't always easy while growing up in various low-income neighborhoods. My mother was a single parent with 3 kids on welfare, and me being the oldest, I know what it's like to be without. However, when odds were against us, we developed strong family values, respect for others, and a determination necessary to succeed. After graduating from Bristol Central High School in 1992, I proudly served in the United States Navy. I was assigned to the USS Wabash AOR 5 and had received many letters of commendation and recommendations, as well as various service medals throughout my enlistment. Some highlights of my naval career were serving in Bahrain, Somalia, receiving 2 Navy Battle E ribbons and an honorable discharge in 1994. While I understand the support necessary to build a small business from the bottom up, I take pride in the success of our family business. We have been providing non-skilled home care to the elderly community for over 30 years, assisting our seniors with daily tasks that allow them to live independently and remain in the comforts of their own home. I believe that my experiences, not only as a business owner, but someone who has lived in every demographic area our city has to offer, allows me to be fair when making difficult decisions that impact each and every one of us. While being a firm believer of never forget where you come from, I feel that my desire to see us all win as a community is my most valuable asset. So again, I ask for your vote on November 5th, 2019, to proudly serve our community with integrity while being the open ear for your voice to address concerns that will ensure a better tomorrow. I truly believe that together we make an impact.
Hi, my name is Dante Tagriello, and I'm running for mayor of the city of Bristol. As a lifelong resident of Bristol, I'm excited to lead the city. For far too long, our politicians have overpromised and underdelivered. Many of you probably remember the shops that used to line Main Street. Unfortunately for me, I can only see what Bristol used to look like through photographs. For my entire life, Bristol has had a vacant downtown. And today, the same decision makers who are responsible for the vacancy lead this city. At the same time, the cost of government has gone up, and so have our taxes. I'm running for mayor because we need a change. We need new ideas and a fresh perspective on how a city should be run. As a corporate tax accountant, I've seen firsthand how other state and local governments work closely with investors and businesses to grow their local economies. I've seen firsthand how technology can reduce the cost of doing business and improve service delivery. And I've seen firsthand how collaborative thinking can lead to innovative solutions that are focused on everyone rather than the select few. As your next mayor, I will focus my administration on economic development so that people who live in Bristol have places to go in Bristol. And I will focus on ensuring that Bristol is a destination for everyone. As your next mayor, I will hold accountable those who overspend their budgets to ensure that taxpayers have answers when things go wrong. I will also be adamant that our spending is tied to performance. As your next mayor, I will ensure that transparency is a priority because I think that taxpayers should know exactly how their hard-earned money is spent, and I think it should be easy to figure out. By investing in technology, by working collaboratively with employees, by streamlining the process for investors interested in city property, and by making public safety a priority, we can redirect resources to make sure our city is a place where young people raise their families, where older generations retire, and where people point to us as an example of excellence. To learn more about my campaign, please visit my Facebook page at Dante for Bristol. Visit my website at danteforbristol.com or send me an email at info@danteforbristol.com. I hope you will join me in supporting a new generation of accountability, and I hope I can count on your support on November 5th. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Cheryl Tebow, and I'm asking for your support to make me your Bristol City Council person for the 3rd District. If you vote at Green Hill School, Bristol Eastern High School, or the Elks Club, you are in the 3rd District. As I walk through the district knocking on doors, I've enjoyed the opportunity to spend time with many residents. I've met seniors, single mothers, young professionals, and young families, and I've listened to the concerns, issues, and questions they have. Time and time again, I hear the same issues. The cost to live in Bristol and Connecticut is way too high. They are tired of the tax and spend policies of our current mayor and council. In fact, 2 seniors shared how they've recently had to take out reversible mortgages to pay their tax bill. They have a desire to see retail and activities return to Bristol so they don't have to travel to Plainville or Southington, and they want job opportunities. They want a Board of Education that is responsible and accountable, and they want their children to settle in Bristol after high school and college. Finally, when will crime be addressed? So how do we change this dynamic? Well, one way is to control spending. I find it ironic that we have a mayor and council that claims to create efficiencies, yet spending last year increased over 4%. This is a contradiction. As a financial professional, I have the experience in budgeting and cost control, and I will work hard to find true efficiencies that benefit you, the taxpayer. We change the dynamic by working with our development authority, and we create innovation, and we recruit new potential businesses. We can create a concierge-type relationship in City Hall and help a new business navigate through the red tape, enabling them to start up earlier. Let's create that roadmap for their success. They want the amenities, our educated workforce, and our availability of properties. Yet again, I stress, we need to keep the mill rate down so that when a business compares where in Connecticut they are going to start up, Bristol remains attractive. We should fill that Southeast Business Park. Did you know there are still 7 available lots and nothing has been added since 2016? Let's fill downtown with more than a farmer's market. Most people don't know this, but the grand list this year, which is the actual list of taxable property, decreased this year, mostly due to business closures under this current administration, and that puts more pressure on the homeowner. When I was chairwoman of the Board of Finance, we completed an audit of the Board of Education to avoid future cost overruns and made several recommendations for better fiscal control. Now, our current administration has not only been accepting these cost overruns, but is silent in the face of needless fines and penalties assessed for lack of reporting or compliance. Let's change the dynamic of crime and face it head on. We need to involve citizens, focus groups, Crime Watch, and as we increase electronic and physical surveillance, our elected officials should also be pushing our state legislators for tougher stances on crime when necessary. So we need to change the dynamic by changing who your council is and who your mayor is. Stagnation does not deserve another opportunity. Tax and spend does not deserve another chance. As a working professional, a taxpayer, a mother, I'm also a youth leader, and all the other hats that I wear, I assure you of one thing: your voice will be heard. I will make myself available to listen and represent you and not just show up for the ribbon cuttings. I promise you my best. It is time for a generation of accountability in Bristol. I, along with the rest of our Republican slate and our mayoral candidate, Dante Tagarello, are the team to lead us through the next term. Would you please come out on November 5th and vote Row B in Bristol? You will be glad you did. I'm Cheryl Tebow, and I thank you.
Hello, I'm Ellen Zappo-Sasu. I'm finishing my first term as your mayor in the city of Bristol. Since taking office, we have been able to put Bristol on the path to success. We see development on Center Square and throughout downtown. The theater restoration at Memorial Boulevard School is on track, and soon the building will be back online as both a community theater and magnet school. We are working hard to make our neighborhoods cleaner, safer, and more valuable, and we have also made Bristol a model community for addressing our opioid crisis head on, as well as addressing diversity issues. We've also created an Arts and Culture Commission to celebrate our talents and made a number of significant leadership changes right here at City Hall. I am proud of the strides we have made stabilizing the city's finances with the pension reorganization plan, which will save over $50 million over the next 20 years. We have eliminated 11 city positions and reduced inefficiencies, merged the water and sewer divisions, merged the Parks and Youth Services divisions, and created shared services with the Board of Education. We are investing in our parks and have helped dozens of businesses create new jobs with smart economic development programs. We feel good about the progress we've made, but we are also excited about the opportunities ahead. Together, I know we will continue to build a better Bristol, a community that is attractive to families, businesses, and young people. Some of our accomplishments to date include selling multiple parcels for development on downtown Center Square. 16 new businesses have come to Bristol, including Amazon. 20 economic development grants have been given to help businesses grow or expand. And I personally, as well as my staff, have made over 100 business visits to local businesses and organizations. We consolidated city government with the elimination of those 11 positions while still providing quality services. And the combining of the 4 departments into 2 maximizes resources and creates more efficiencies as well. The collaboration with the Board of Education has been long overdue, and we are now sharing and combining services, which has resulted in tax benefit to everyone. We also received a $150,000 grant to provide recovery support for Bristol's opioid crisis. We support a strong education system that attracts families and stabilizes all of our property values. And we're going to continue the comprehensive blight enforcement for cleaner and safer neighborhoods and parks. We are also working to acquire open space for future generations. And we are working to organize all of the social safety net programs to better serve our at-risk populations. We've created several new initiatives of which I'm proud, such as the revitalized Farmers Market, which has become a destination on Saturday mornings, a diversity council, the opioid task force, a youth cabinet, senior tax relief committee, as well as the Arts and Culture Commission. I do believe that Bristol is stronger and in a better position to thrive than it was 2 years ago. However, there is more work to do and challenges that need policy answers. That is why I'm asking for your support on Tuesday, November 5th, for myself, as well as the strong team of council candidates and Board of Education candidates that we have running on the Democratic side. Bristol's success is due in large part to those elected officials who work hard every day to help all of these projects get done. An interesting side note, in 2017, only 38% of Bristol residents came out to vote. That means that 62% of Bristol residents stayed home and did not have a voice. Please come out to vote and have a say in your government and how you want it to proceed. As Governor Grasso once said, it is not enough to profess faith in the democratic process. We must all do something about it. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to meeting all of you on the campaign trail.